Hi folks, Hub Arkish for ChicagoFootball.com along with Kevin Fishbane and Arthur Arkish. And the madness has begun. Pernell McPhee is the first domino to fall for the Chicago Bears. He will be the new outside rush linebacker. Kevin, the nice thing about him though is he might play some defensive end, he might play some inside linebacker, and he's been a demon in the pass rush.
Yeah, it's a perfect piece for Vic Fangio because, as you mentioned, he's very versatile. You can move him around. If you go back and watch some Baltimore games and see, sometimes he's lined up as a defensive end, even sometimes right over the center, almost like a nose tackle. He's 280 pounds, but can still rush the passer with ease. So, you know, he has a skill. He's young. It's everything you would like on that end. There's obviously some negatives that come with it, too. Well,
Arthur, let's get to that. I don't know if I want to call them negative so much as red flags. There was nobody in the NFL, depending on whose stats you believe, with more quarterback hits last year than J.J. Watt. He's a pass rusher. There's no question about that. He's got a couple bulky knees. They haven't been bad the last couple of years. He's never played 50% of the snaps in a season. In fact, he's only got 6 starts in 4 years.
It depends how you want to view this. I think you could look at it, yes, he doesn't have the experience, but he was playing behind Terrell Suggs and Elmas Dumerville. The other side of it is he has 7.5 sacks as a part-time player. The reason I love this deal for Ryan Pace, first of all, he's 26 years old. Second of all, you're not paying for past production, but you're projecting what you think he's going to get you in the future. And then beyond that, what Kevin said, I think he's really versatile, not just a pass rusher, can stuff the run, and depending on what they do in the draft, I'm still not sure he's going to be at that rush spot. He could be on the strong side.
Well, and the interesting thing is when you project those 7.5 sacks, I should say, over the 520 snaps that he took, you've got a situation where it's 1 sack every 72 snaps. Kevin, you look at a Justin Houston, I know I'm talking about the premier guy in the league, that's 1 every 48. So even though it's limited snaps and sacks, he doesn't have the per play production that you'd like out of some of the top pass rushers in the league.
Right, sack-wise, but he was getting quarterback hurries and quarterback hits at a pretty good rate. So, and that's what they're going to ask for. They're going to want a guy who can get into the backfield. And you look at what the Bears have right now. They're stuck with Jared Allen. So you know he's going to probably find a way as being a 3-4 outside linebacker. We don't really know about Willie Young coming off the Achilles injury. Shea McClellan, what's his role going to be? We've talked about David Bass before. They don't have a guy on this roster right now in the front seven that has shown he can play and be productive in a 3-4. So you get one of the top guys available. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about the price. Some people might think it's too expensive, but I know, Hub, you wrote about this. It's Lamar Houston, just a little bit more money for someone that maybe not. And we talk about the negative, not a ton of starts, not a lot of tread on his tires either.
No, and I think you got to get back to the fact that we know he can rush the passer. It's what you needed. And Arthur, when you look at the $16 million guaranteed, it's a lot of money for a guy with his experience. But the $40 million over 5 years is not a cap buster for a team that, quite frankly, isn't in bad cap space. And in the next year or two, the anchor of the Cutler contract probably goes away too.
Right. I actually have no problem with the deal. I think in the long run, this has a chance to look like a bargain. It's kind of the going rate if you believe he's going to be something close to a premier pass rusher. One thing Kevin alluded to that also strikes me, I think you need veterans who have 3-4 experience when you're trying to make this transition. That's huge. Obviously, you're going to rely on Fangio, but it's really nice to have some guys who at least have a semblance of a clue going into it when they start OTAs and minicamps.
Well, as we said, guys, just the first domino to fall. There's going to be a flurry of activity over the next few days for the very best in coverage of NFL free agency. Stay right where you're at, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at ChicagoFootball.com.